Regular meeting of the Holland City Council. I'm Mayor Nathan Box, and I'm calling this meeting to order. Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Okay, Byrd.
Present.
Freeman.
Here.
Raymond. Here. Corbin.
Here.
Soul. Here. Rowan.
Present.
Shea.
Here.
Schulteis.
Present.
Mayor Box.
Present.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. We're going to begin this evening's meeting, as we have for many years, first with an opening prayer, this evening by Councilmember Byrd, followed immediately by the Pledge of Allegiance, and we would invite you to join us if you're so inclined.
I want to ask you to pray with me. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to sit and discuss, deliberate issues of the city. I pray that you give us wisdom as we deliberate. Give us a love for this city that will continue to grow, that we do the right thing for the people of this community. They have entrusted us to do that for them. I thank you for the change of the seasons. I thank you for, like I said, a beautiful day. Some people didn't wake up today, so I thank you for life. I thank you for my colleagues who are on this board with me. As everyone in this group loves this city, I pray that we express it in a way that is pleasing to you, that is uplifting to the city and uplifting to the people of our community. I pray this in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Byrd. Next item on our agenda are our consent agenda items. These are items that are considered to be fairly routine and have been reviewed by council members as part of our packet, and they will be enacted in one motion unless a member of the public or a member of council asks to have an item removed from the consent agenda, and then it will be placed on the regular agenda in its regular order. But before I ask that, Brenda, would you please review the consent agenda items for us?
Yes. 4B, approve the minutes of the February 19 regular meeting and February 26, 2025 study session. 4C, the Tulip Time Festival, approval of the 2025 contract. 4D, 2025 Tulip Time fireworks request. 4E, a redevelopment liquor license request for Shore. 4F, a redevelopment liquor license request for Dobe's Pizzeria. 4G, set a public hearing for PA 198 speculative tax abatement for Electric Steel LLC for property located at 72 West 64th Street. 4H, set a public hearing for 24 East Limited Dividend Housing Association Limited Partnership at 717 East 24th Street. 4I, 4th of July fireworks permit for Great Lakes Fireworks. 4J, declare items as surplus, police operations bicycles. 4K, approve the purchase of one 2025 Chevrolet Tahoe Pursuit vehicle for the Police Patrol Division. 4L, the November financial reports. 4M, accept a grant from the Recycling Partnership. And 4N, approve the purchase of cardio gym equipment for the Collin Park Fire Station.
Thank you, Brenda. Is there any member of the public that would like to have an item removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular agenda? Seeing none. Any member of council that would like to have an item removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular agenda? Seeing none there. What is the pleasure of council in regard to the consent agenda?
Move to approve the agenda as presented.
Moved by Vreeman. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Byrd. Any discussion? Seeing none. Brenda, would you please call the roll?
Byrd.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Raymond.
Yes.
Corbin.
Yes.
Soul.
Yes.
Rowan.
Yes.
Shea.
Yes.
Schulteis.
Yes.
Mayor Box.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Great, thank you. Next item on our agenda is public comment. Under the Open Meetings Act of the State of Michigan, we provide the public the opportunity to address council at our regular meetings, our study sessions, and in fact, at every single one of our board, committee, and commission meetings. We do have some guidelines that we ask you to follow, however. We ask that each of you speak only one time, and we limit your time to 5 minutes. You'll see that there are 3 lights on the dais in front of me. There's a red light, a yellow light, and a green light. The red light, or the green light means you're doing well on time. The yellow light means that you have 1 minute left, and the red light means that your time has expired, and we are strict about that. We ask that when you approach the podium, you please state your name and municipality for the record, because it's important for us to know whether you are a resident of the city of Holland. We also want you to know that this is one-way communication. This is an opportunity for you to be able to speak to us. We don't engage in discussion at this time or answer direct questions, but if there's a question that staff can answer, they may be able to circle back to you at that time. And with that being said, is there anyone here who would like to address council at this time? If so, please come forward. And would you please state your name and municipality for the record?
My name is Brian Barlow, and I am municipal. I know Kim Rowan is my representative, capable, very capable. And anyway, I hope I'm in. I address you for the concerns I have. These are my concerns. My wife and I moved here just over a year ago, and we love it. And we actually live on 31st Street between Ottawa and Van Raalte. So it's about a quarter mile stretch. We have noticed that you're all familiar with the Ottawa fuel terminal on Ottawa. The big trucks go up and down. You're familiar, I'm sure. Well, as they leave and they head south and head to 32nd, there's a light. And when they leave, sometimes traffic gets backed up. And just before that light is my street, 31st Street. People then, to avoid this truck and not having to, they want to turn on 32nd Street. They want to avoid that and crawling, so they take a left on 31st Street and they hit it. They race to the far end. I've seen cars go down there before the snow plows go through, and they just race on down. I mean, they're going way too fast, way too fast. Children from the high school and from Jefferson Elementary School are walking along that road, and I would hope that maybe someone could study this, look at it. I've stood at the corner of Ottawa and 31st and seen people take that turn, and then race down to the far end. Usually it's one way. They're racing more going down, trying to avoid and get around the trucks. There's no stop signs on 31st Street on that stretch. There's two blocks, Cleveland and Harrison. Maybe the city would think about a speed bump, or maybe stop signs at each of those blocks. It might slow them down a little bit, but they're just going way too fast. And I once backed out of my driveway, and I really didn't see this car, but he was racing, and I got halfway into the street, and he went flying around me, and it's just not safe. So I'd hope that your area, if you could, even if you put a cop at the end of where the Jefferson Elementary School and pointed up the road with a radar during certain times, you'll catch these guys. They're just barreling through. So that's a concern I have. The other one is, I've noticed, this is not as a big of a deal, but driving around town, the painted lines on your streets here, some are so faded, and I've come up to an intersection and I realize I'm in a 3-part intersection. Turn right, turn left, go straight. Can't see, there's no arrows, can't see the lines. At night, it seems like these lines are not even reflective. And many states I've lived in, they're usually reflective. You can see them. When it rains, it's impossible to see them. So parts are good, but there's other parts where maybe someone should take a second look at painting the lines in the streets, because it's getting difficult. And my third one is just a kind of a fun thing. You might be familiar with right across from the farmer's market at the end of 8th Street, there is this building with a big blank green wall. Any idea, has anyone ever thought about putting a mural there? I've been in a lot of cities, and that's a nice big wall. And Holland's a great town and would probably benefit from a artistic mural there, unless you're gonna plop a hotel in there or something. So, that's all. That's all I
Right.
got.
Thank you very much.
And I got all the way to orange or yellow. So. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address council at this time? And would you please state your name and municipality for the record?
Ann Henriksen, Zealand. I am here to speak about February 19th, 2025 council meeting. A group of 30 people came in. 11 speakers encouraged you to change the Holland Park bandshell stage policy because it denies religious expression concerts. The reason why is because the policy states clearly a religious organization must have a city department sponsor in order to use the bandshell. This group politely asked the council to change the policy to assign a city department to sponsor religious freedom of speech. The Human Relations Department is recommended because they determine if the DEI ordinance should be enforced because of a discrimination incident. In the case of the Holland Park bandshell policy, there is religious discrimination. In the past, the city has eagerly changed laws and policies that do not coordinate or are obsolete. For example, they updated the anti-discrimination ordinance in 2020. If the council and the public would look at February 19th meeting on YouTube, you would not see what the audience saw and commented on, and after the meeting in the debriefing, the speakers and the audience were shocked to see the council totally disinterested and basically ignoring the speakers who were polite and respectful, making a sensible request. In a past public comments, I spoke about the bandshell stage. I suggested to the council there must be a stronghold here that is preventing the council from eagerly changing the policy. Then a month ago, I was discussing the problem with some people. It was mentioned they had had a discussion with the city manager, Keith Verbeek, about the bandshell stage and our request. Later, I got this text, and Keith is leading the charge against it. I talked to him. He's pretty set. Council can and should change the policy if they want to. In other words, Mr. Verbeek is emphatically influencing the council to deny the request to change the policy. No wonder the attitude of the city council on February 19th was to ignore with disdain and disinterest in the public. This council has a stronghold, your employee, the city manager. Is he to lead your charge, council? Furthermore, the email sent to the public comment to the city manager most received a reply from his secretary, Mallory. This means the council may have possibly never seen the public comments, nor did the city manager bother to even read them. This is a strong message from the city of Holland. We do not care about the public's concerns. On February 19th, we were not even here complaining. We just wanted the obsolete policy change to coordinate with your DEI ordinance to not discriminate against our faith expression. Common sense. I want to highlight something that was sent to the reply from the city manager's office to this public comment emails. This would be a rather lengthy discussion after pictures for understanding unlimited forum and unique forum and limited forum. I was not sure if the council had even seen the reply from Mr. Verbeek's secretary. It is the last paragraph that is troublesome and blatant. It talks about activist groups. Does this imply religious expression is an activist group? Look further down in that paragraph. Quote, City Council has in the past and to this point has continued to maintain that for both practical and free speech purposes, the bandshell is a unique forum that does warrant more limited use, that restricts your request for religious groups and organizations to use the band shell, or any other group promoting their message. Yes, it says promoting their message. Is this the message, the gospel of Jesus Christ? Let it go on record. Your 2020 ordinance, chapter 25:9, is violated by your response from Mr. Verbeek. Are you the council or is he?
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address council at this time? Seeing none, I will close the public comment period. Next item on our agenda is item 9A, e-comments. In addition to providing the public the opportunity to be able to address us in person, we do also have an email address where you can send comments that will be received and read by all council members. That is publiccomment@cityofholland.com. publiccomment@cityofholland.com. If we receive those in between our regular meetings, we accept those into the record then at that following regular meeting, and we do have some this evening. We don't read those out loud during the council meetings, but we do accept those into the record. So I would entertain a motion from council at this time to accept those written comments into the record.
Go ahead, Devin.
So moved.
Moved by Shea. Is there support? Support by Freeman. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, item 12, Echo 6.1, gifts. Brenda, would you please review the gifts for us?
Yes, the city manager's office is pleased to report the following gifts. For the Department of Public Safety Police Services, $250 from Hope College for the Honor Guard program. And for the Department of Parks and Recreation, $190.86 from the Community Foundation of the Holland Zealand area, Bacino Weirmeyer Fund for the World War II Memorial Garden at Pilgrim Home Cemetery. It is recommended these donations be accepted with appreciation, credited to the appropriate accounts, and an expression of gratitude be forwarded to the donors.
Great, thank you. What is the pleasure of council in regard to the gifts?
Move to accept, thank, and send a note. What's the exact form that we always say?
I think
Credited.
and credit them to the accounts?
Expression of thank you to be sent to the donor of said gifts. Thank
Move,
you.
moved by Rowan. Is there support? Support by Sol. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same side. Motion carries. Next item in the agenda, item 13, communications from the city manager, Mr. Van Beek.
Quick tonight. First, I think you've seen, but we've been pushing out a lot of information in our various communication methods to the public, asking them to take advantage of giving input as we're in the design phase for the new recreation center. So just continuing to highlight that for people. I see a lot of green on the dais there. Just a reminder for all of you, you see it. St. Patrick's Day Parade, not this Saturday, the following Saturday. And also Hayek does a fantastic event there. So for anyone that's listening, they have a scavenger hunt in downtown, and you can find more information and starting time on that on the website. Yes, you all got an email IT security training because you all have city email. So just I'm following through for Joe, encouraging you to get that done. And then I won't be at the St. Patrick's Day Parade because I'm off next week. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Great, thank you. Next item on the agenda, appointments, communications from the mayor. I have just a couple of things this evening. First, a proclamation in regard to Women's History Month. Whereas women of every race, class, and ethnic background have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of our city, state, and nation. And whereas through protest and activism, generations of women have appealed to the values at the heart of our nation and fought to give meaning to the idea that we are all created equal. And whereas women have and continue to courageously serve our city, state, and country in our government, public safety, fire, and military, and the many other noble professions. And whereas the Holland Women's Literary Club, the League of Women Voters, Women Who Care, the Holland Junior Welfare League, Lakeshore Latinas, and Women of Color Give, all started by women and now a part of our city's history. And whereas we celebrate the new CEO of a Holland hospital, Patty Van Dort, joining the many women in our community who hold leadership roles that keep our community strong and thriving. And whereas, as a city employer, we celebrate the 79 women that faithfully serve the residents of Holland. And whereas in 2024, women on average earned 84 cents compared to every dollar earned by their male counterpart. And whereas we recognize City Council members Belinda Soul, Kim Rowan, and Lynn Raymond, who serve the residents of Holland. Now therefore I, Nathan Box, Mayor of the City of Holland, Michigan, and members of the Holland City Council proclaim the month of March as Women's History Month and invite the community to celebrate the women in our families, in our professional contacts, and women who came before us to build a better future for our community. Given under my hand and the seal of the City of Holland, this 5th day of March, 2025, Mayor Nathan Box. And I do also, I was going to mention the St. Patrick's Day Parade, so thank you for that, Keith. No, that's all right, that's great. And we do have lots of swag for council members. Will be part of that parade, but also prior to that, there is a road race taking place, the Leprechaun Chase. That's always a great event. I will be again announcing that race. It's always wonderful to see the weather that takes place in that race. We've had many snowstorms for that. So if you want to have an exciting race and maybe see the mayor in a kilt out there early in the morning, come and join us for the Leprechaun Chase and then the parade in the afternoon. And that is all I have for today. Next item on the agenda, item 15, appointments, motions, and communications from council members. Anything from council members today? Mr. Freeman.
This coming Friday evening is Walk for Warmth. It's taking place starting down at I should just read it, it's easier. The 36th annual Walk for Warmth on Friday, March 7 at 6 p.m. It starts at EV Construction, and a great event, a physical walk to take place, and then afterwards there's a silent auction that people can bid on items and walk away with something as well, and contribute to Walk for Warmth that helps about 60 households throughout the year, helping with one-time warmth payment or heating payments. So it's a great opportunity this Friday to participate in that event.
Great. Any other communications from council members? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Byrd.
I want to turn my mic on. I just seen this poem. This was in the Holland Sentinel. Last month was Black History Month, and it would have been nice if I had this to read. There was a poet contest for the students at Holland Public, and there was a sophomore, Sherlan Stout, and the name of her poem is Rise Up. And I wanted to read that, and I wanted to honor her and tell her congratulations. So great job. I'm gonna read this. Rise up, this is our rhythm. Out of the ashes rises our kingdom. Feel the music of our ancestors coming home. An undeniable rhythm, full of life, yet full of beautiful strife. For the times we were ignored, for the times we were told we were dirt, for every time one of our people got hurt, for every time they put a knife through our heart and twisted it, for every time they got hit. Rise up. We rise, we get back on our feet. Our hearts are strong. Our freedom takeable, but our will always unbreakable. Rise up. Let the beat course through your veins, awake your soul. Think of what we were and what we are. Look them in the eyes and speak your truth. This is who we are. We are brown, we are black, we are Africans, we are Haitians, we are Jamaicans, we are Nigerians, we are beautiful, we are people. Sing out the melody of our song, but don't forget the harmony. Let the light wake from the darkness. Let us become one people, united. Let all our rhythms and beats mix to make something beautiful, something that shows the world who we are. when we are one, a place where we all belong, a place where our deeds live on, a place where we rise together, rise up. One of the things that I wanted to, first of all, I am proud to be an American citizen. I served this country in the military, and it was one of the greatest honors that I had. I look at the proclamation you gave today, Mayor, and where women were years and years ago, right? I look at where the black population was years and years ago. And looking at so many women in so many different positions nowadays, even sitting on this board, and me as a black man sitting on this board, as a country, this poem resonates. As a country, we've risen up. And I really believe there is no better country in this world. Just like I believe Holland is the best city in the world. There isn't a close second, I'll say that, to America. And I am proud to be an American. And I know there's so much division nowadays, but I just hope that 100% of the people who call America their home are proud to be an American as much as I am. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Quincy. And Lynn, did you have something?
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to mention that Devin and I met with a constituent earlier this week, and while the meeting was interesting, I was so taken with the location, which was a tiny little space at the end of 19th Street, right next or across the parking lot from Collins Bakery. So if you haven't ever gone there, it's a fabulous bakery. But it's an artist collective. There are three spaces in there for artists to do work, and there's work on the wall, and there's a curator who's, and it was just in a little corner of Holland where art is happening, and it's so nice to hear a poem that a young person is writing, and it's just nice to be able to see those things that we, wouldn't otherwise have had the opportunity to see. So I just wanted to share that.
Great. Thank you. Any other communications from council members? All right, there's just one more motion I would entertain at this time.
Move to adjourn?
Moved by Vreeman. Is there support? Support by Byrd. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening.